Will it be a stimulus deal or a stimulus funeral? That's why I'm wearing my suit today, so I can be prepared regardless of the outcome. But hey everybody, let's get right into it. This is your stimulus update, including the stimulus package and these stimulus negotiations. As we know, the 48 hours imposed by Nancy Pelosi just the other day is running out quickly. But as always, my videos pertain to everybody, including Social Security recipients, retirement, disability, and survivors, SSI, supplemental security income, VA, RRB, low income, and no income. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking out the channel. Welcome, and please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. If you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. I really appreciate your support. You're amazing, and thank you so much for allowing me to continue being your daily advocate. I love looking out for the groups of people that I just mentioned. All of you are incredible, and I just like to look out for you because let's be honest, who's your advocate? Nobody, right? That's why I'm here every single day. So thank you so much for being here once again. Let's get right into it and talk about these stimulus negotiations and what's going on with this 48 hours that Nancy Pelosi imposed on Sunday. So today is Tuesday, October 20th, just so you have a reference of when I am recording this. But hey, let's talk about this. So this 48 hours, Nancy imposed this 48-hour deadline on Sunday night. Here's the deal with this. She said, if we don't, she said that we need to have an agreement by the end of the day on Tuesday. That's today. So just in about 12 hours from now, a little bit more than 12 hours from now, apparently that deal is over. So here's the deal with that. I've had a lot of people asking, and there's a lot of information out there of people being concerned that, hey, if they don't have a deal by the end of today, is that it on stimulus talks? No, it's not. What Nancy is saying with this 48 hours that she has imposed is basically we need to have an agreement by the end of the day, Tuesday, today. Otherwise, she doesn't think that there's going to be enough time to get this passed before the November 3rd election. So I hope that clears it up. If they do not have a deal by the end of today, don't worry, it's not over yet. They will still negotiate. This is just a fictitious deadline that Nancy pulled out of the air and just thought, we need to have a deal. We need to have an agreement by the end of the day Tuesday in order to continue on and be sure that we can pass this by election day. So that's all that she's saying with this. So I hope that clears it up. So don't worry about it. We're still going to continue negotiating. So Nancy and Steve spoke yesterday for about an hour, their classic 1 hour. Actually, it wasn't even an hour. It was 53 minutes. They couldn't even make it an hour. But what's actually interesting, they spoke yesterday, and which is good. However, Steve Mnuchin, who we talk about every single day, he's in the Middle East, and he reached out to me with a little text message, and he said, hey, Matt, will you thank all of your people on YouTube, all your friends on YouTube, and thank them for supporting and funding that phone call that I made from the Middle East? So there you go. Steve Mnuchin is thanking you, all of you taxpayers, for paying that bill for him because it was very expensive, as we know. That's a joke, by the way. Steve and I don't know each other, but in other words, the taxpayers paid for that hefty phone call from the Middle East. So anyway, Nancy and Steve are going to be talking once again today. I anticipate it's going to be for no longer than 1 hour because that's kind of their MO is talk for an hour or less and then hit the road. So that's what they do. However, Nancy Pelosi's office was out and made a statement saying that Nancy and Steve made progress during their latest talks. Huge shock. How many times have we heard that statement in the last, 3 or 4 weeks? Literally every day. I mean, the rate at which they are making progress is incredibly slow. So, interesting. But also, Nancy Pelosi was out reiterating her optimism that a deal can be reached by election day. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's nice to have optimism anyway, so that's good. Also, Nancy Pelosi said that they are writing legislative language so they are prepared when they make a deal. Again, that's good. They're being proactive, writing this legislative language so that, hey, when they have a deal, check it out. They already have some of the language written up. I feel like that's actually pretty good because then they don't need to waste additional time writing all this up, but rather it's already prepared and they're being proactive. So I will give her a thumbs up on that one. I mean, it's good to be proactive. Also, I want to mention this. Side note, it's not in my notes, but I'm going to say it anyway. Yesterday, in my video, Mark Meadows was out yesterday morning And he was, talking in an interview. And in that interview, he stated once again that he talked about these larger stimulus checks. Again, we don't have further clarification on that quite yet. I had a lot of people over the last 24 hours or so asking, hey, who's getting the largest stimulus checks? Is it going to be more than $1,200? What is he talking about? We don't have clarification quite yet. I don't know if it's going to be more than $1,200 or if he's referring to the larger stimulus checks as the dependent payments being $1,000 versus $500 each. I hope that makes sense. As soon as I get that information, of course, I'll bring that to you right away because I know everybody is dying to get this information. So I got your back. Don't worry. I'm watching all this stuff for you so that you don't need to. That's why I'm here and that's why I'm back every single day. Also, Nancy Pelosi has directed the Democratic House Committee chairs to work to resolve differences between her and the White House. So once again, she is directing these Democratic House Committee chairs to work on her behalf to hopefully, work on this a little bit more quickly, expedite the process of resolving some of these issues. Again, it sounds like, we only get so much information, but it sounds like these differences that they have is just boiled down to just a handful of issues. So, I know we've been saying that for like a week and a half now, but seriously, they are making some progress, even though I know it's incredibly, incredibly slow. So, as we know, in the Senate today, Mitch McConnell, they're voting on the PPP. As we know, that's the Payroll Protection Program, and that is going to be voted on today in the Senate. Again, not really sure why they're wasting their time. It's not going to get anywhere. Yes, maybe the Senate will pass it. Great. But is it going to get any support from the House? No. The reason we know that is because they have already told us, they've reiterated multiple times that they will not support a piecemeal deal. So, yep, go ahead and vote all you want. I'll vote right now for you. Sure, go ahead and pass it. Seriously, they don't really care what I think at all. But what I'm saying is it just doesn't matter if they pass it or not because the House isn't going to support it. So anyway, that's what they're doing in the Senate today. And also tomorrow, they're going to vote on the remainder of the bill, which is funding for schools and that extension of the federal unemployment benefits at a rate of $300 per week. I know that doesn't apply to too many people here, but either way, I still want to say it because I want to help out anybody that it may apply to. So there you go. Also, as we look around the country, there are many states experiencing spikes in COVID cases once again. As we look over into European countries, some European countries are in lockdown mode once again. So it's certainly going to be very interesting to see what happens with all of this going on. So, as I said, there's not a whole lot going on today with the stimulus news. However, as of this morning, when I'm recording this, which is, still pretty early, there's a lot of time ahead of us. Like I said earlier, there's about 12 hours left in this 48 hours, fictitious 48 hours that Nancy Pelosi has laid out. However, sometimes we have to agree. It is nice to lay a deadline out there on the line, kind of like a line in the sand. Hey guys, we need to get this done by, this time. Otherwise, we may not be able to get anything done, by the date that we want. So, yeah, it sure is interesting. Also, there were some Republicans out this morning making statements saying that they were speculating anyway. Of course, these are Republicans. They don't necessarily agree with Nancy. And they were saying that the more people that can be like kind of angry or upset with this whole situation right now makes President Trump look even worse. So it's kind of like Nancy's ploy is to kind of drag this out to get as many people worked up and angry as possible. But again, this is just speculation and kind of some of the statements that were out this morning by a couple senators, Republican senators. So anyway, I'll continue watching this. Who knows? Maybe today there could be some fireworks. I don't want to make any promises, of course, because we basically don't trust these people anymore. They've misled us. I feel like they've lied to us over the last few months saying, yep, we're going to have a deal, and then they don't have anything. So I feel like our trust is broken with all these people. However, I'll continue to watch it, and I feel like at this point, it's not a matter of if we're going to get a deal. We know we're going to get a deal. It's just when. And they're working so incredibly slow to get this thing done. But anyway, I'll watch this, and as soon as we get information, I'll be back with that latest information to let you know. Enjoy your day.